Alright, so I know I talk about this all the time, but with the discussion around banning Steve coming up a lot more often, especially after SmashCon this week, I wanted to talk about Kazuya again, because whenever ban Steve gets brought up in a conversation, people always jump to Kazuya as like that next character that people don't talk about banning. And I'm going to make this video just to go over all the points on why, if you think you should ban Kazuya in any world, you're just stupid. I mean, there's no reason that you are even, there's no comparison between Kazuya and Steve whatsoever. The only thing that you could compare between them is like saying that they have 0 to death combos, which is the most surface level argument you could ever come up with. Today, this morning, Riddles tweeted out that even he, like I've said many times before, doesn't think that Kazuya is anywhere near as good as people say he is. If he's the second, like I said before, if you guys watch a video that I made a few weeks ago, I talked about why Kazuya is not solo viable, because you don't see anybody just going to a tournament and going 12-0 with Kazuya like you do with Steve and Onin, like he did in SmashCon. You don't see Kazuya just going in there and just winning every single match. People play Kazuya as a secondary or as a counterpick character, but as a solo main, he's just unviable in this game. And the reason is because his matchup spread is probably one of the most polarizing matchup spreads in the entire game. You can't really beat, there's so many top tiers, like I said. If you guys want to go watch my matchup chart video or my video about Kazuya needing a secondary, there's so many characters that he loses to that I could list off that are easily better than him. That, like, for example, Pikachu, Diddy Kong, Min Min, Sonic, those are just 4 of the top tiers that are easily beat him, that you could argue, probably except Diddy, but you could argue all of those characters are easily top 15. So how are you going to put Kazuya up there at the same level of Steve when Kazuya can be easy? Like, you could just, you don't even have to be a good Min Min player. You could simply pick up Min Min as if you're getting destroyed in a tournament set and easily defeat Kazuya, because Kazuya just sucks against Min. There's literally 0 things that Kazuya can do against Min Min except laser, which is a very slow move. It's a laggy move. It doesn't do that much damage, and it can be easily punishable because you're playing against Min Min, who can hit you with forward smash from across the entire stage. And your biggest tournament rep for Kazuya would be people like Burr, Burps, Riddles, obviously, and T. And people like T and Riddles don't even use Kazuya most of the time. As Riddles said, he used 98% Terry. He barely goes Kazuya in a tournament, but Kazuya still obviously gets the credit for the tournament, which is why people use that argument to show, oh, he has these results. Well, these results are when he gets played like 1% of the time. He doesn't get played in any, pretty much, you don't start off a set saying, I'm going to go play Kazuya. And if you do, the people who do that are not getting the high level results that Steve is, or even other characters like Rob are, right? So Kazuya, these results that people are talking about, they're nowhere near the same level as Steve and etc. And Kazuya doesn't have everything that Steve has. He has game-breaking combos, obviously. That's his whole character. If he didn't have that, he would have nothing. The problem with Kazuya is that the people who play him well, the people who know how to play him, are like at the very tippy top level. Most people who play Kazuya, like, I'll go against people on Kazuya online and I'll lose to them, not because they're good at Kazuya, but because they're so dumb that it works. Like, the people that play Kazuya, most people don't even know how to electric, so they just mash random moves, and since it's so unpredictable, since you're fighting a fighting game character and he has these really quick frame perfect moves, and it's so unpredictable that you end up losing to that. That's not what the tournament play is like. When you go against the tournament play Kazuya, they have the dash dances down, they have flowcharts, etc. And these flowcharts are easier to read and can be easily counterpicked by multiple. I mean, I made a whole video a few days ago talking about how Incineroar does decently against Kazuya and most of the other fighting game characters, and we have another example of this at SmashCon where Riddles narrowly beat SkyJ 3-2, another Incineroar player, after I made that video talking about how Incineroar could lose. There's so much counterplay for Kazuya, when one of the biggest counterplays is one of the biggest ult mechanics, which is just camp them out. There's so many characters that have abilities to camp Kazuya that you can just camp him. There's literally nothing that Kazuya can do. Again, if Pikachu wants to sit there for 7 straight minutes and just spam Thunder Jolt, there's nothing that Kazuya can do. He just does not have the moves to counterplay that, and as soon as Kazuya makes one mistake, the Pikachu can instantly back air you off the ledge, nair loop you. There's infinite amount of options that people have against Kazuya, but Kazuya does not have infinite amount of options versus most characters like Steve does. On the contrary, Steve has one of the best matchup charts in the game. There's barely any characters that people can actually agree on that beat Steve. Steve has the same 0 to death combos that are insanely better just because of the fact that most of them are inescapable even on SDI, and they kill a lot earlier than Kazuya at any percents pretty much. There's like 5 different finishers that Steve can do out of it to mix up DI, etc. There's kill confirm setups that he can do at any place on the stage with blocks. He just doesn't have, Kazuya just does not have the same versatility that Steve does, and nowhere near the results that Steve would ever do, even if, because like I said, the Smash community can never agree on banning an actual character. It's never been, no character's ever been banned before, and the results are not so polarizing that there would ever be a ban anytime soon. It's just going to continue to be a discussion. But for people to say that it's ridiculous to not talk about banning Kazuya, like banning Kazuya would be like, you would have to ban like 10 different characters that stand in front of Kazuya right now. There's zero way that anybody is thinking right now with the current game that we have with all of these characters that Kazuya somehow fits in the top 2 characters. That it just doesn't make any sense. The numbers don't back it up. The results don't back it up. The logical gameplay of Kazuya doesn't even back it up. He doesn't even have anything like game breaking except electric, which can be DI'd, mixed up, etc. You can dodge it. There's characters that can camp it out. He just does not have anything ban-worthy. The people that are saying this are just the people who instantly either want to get in the conversation and just say some random stuff, or they're just trying to bandwagon off of Steve and say, oh, it's so ridiculous to ban Steve. At this point we should ban Kazuya too. It's just a ridiculous argument, and I wanted to make this video just talking about it. There's so many things bad about Kazuya. His ledge trapping, his getting up from ledge, his recovery is linear. There's just so many things and so many characters that can beat Kazuya. It's ridiculous for people to compare Steve and Kazuya anymore. I think this should be, after SmashCon, this discussion should be over. But what do you guys think? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.